Everybody, this is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and we got a big treat for you today. This one is going to be special. So, several different things we're doing for this. One is that we're using some old 15 millimeter miniatures that I dug out of my closet and painted up just for this. And who knows, we might do some more of this stuff. I like playing with 15 millimeter. I think it kind of gives you a different perspective on the table. Makes it kind of interesting. Now, what do we change when we use 15 millimeter? Absolutely nothing. Before we worked on Pulp Alley, we actually worked on a game that was primarily designed for 15 millimeter, and all of the measuring and everything that we did in that game is pretty much the same as what we did with Pulp Alley. So we don't change anything unless we're changing like maybe the size of the table. That would be about the only reason why we would change, the measuring for movement and ranges and stuff like that. Also, this is really just Pulp Alley. We're talking about a sci-fi game. We're going to have some battle suits running around. We're going to have just different stuff going on. But it is Pulp Alley, and there's a lot of different ways that we could have done it, but these rules that you're going to see today are basically all coming straight out of the core rulebook. There are maybe like 2 abilities that we pulled out of the new characters book, but otherwise, as far as the rules are concerned, it's Pulp Alley, and kind of renamed some of the abilities, but that's legit. That's what you can do when you're playing Pulp Alley, is just rename your abilities to make them kind of fit the setting that you're doing. We are using, for the battle suits, they are mounted troops, so technically they could dismount, but get out of their battle suit, I guess you could say. And that means they are able to move 16 inches or up to 16 inches. It also means that they always count as being in cover, but they're also armored. So remember, when you kind of combine those two, is that the cavalry, the mounts, can actually carry the armored characters faster than they would normally be able to move. All right. So let's just kind of jump into this. As you have questions and I think of other stuff, we'll kind of interject it here and there. But I think it'll probably work out best if we just kind of jump into it. This has been a big weekend for us. This is Max's 3rd birthday today, on the 20th, when I'm actually finishing this up. Now, we'll actually watch this with you on Sunday. But his birthday weekend has been pretty exciting, and lots of stuff going on. So the first thing we're going to do is roll for the random events here. We're going to roll for the random events. The white dice is for the Soviets, and they got a 5, so that's a reconnoiter. And remember, that applies to both sides, not just to one side when you get reconnoiter as your result. 5 for the RIS, that means they got a familiar area, and that means that they're going to get to roll a D8 when it comes to determining who's going to be the starting director. So they're going to roll a D8, Soviets get a D6, and the Soviets still win. That's the way it goes sometimes. So Soviets are starting off as the director. Now let's see how this goes. There they are. There's the 3 battle suits. So this is a very asymmetric battle going on here. One side only has 3 characters, a leader and 2 sidekicks. There's the major plot point, but what's that mysterious beast up there? The data link is the only plot point on the table. I thought about doing some minor plot points, and I said, nah. So here is the Royalists over here, the RIS deployment area. So they're in opposite corners. Now, as we start turn number 1 here, one of the first things, we have reconnoiter going, so that means we're not going to be able to run or shoot. So just get a little 6-inch move. There's the stats for that Medvid 3, if you'd like to know what we have designed there. So this one's off on the Soviet left. Yeah. So there he is moving forward. So he sees the enemy off over there. At least he sees something in his scanners there. Now this is the captain. Captain activates. He's driving a Medvid 4. So he activates and moves forward. And again, right now with the reconnoiter in play, maybe the scanners are bugged out or something, and they can't really determine if those are enemies over there. So they're holding their fire for this turn just to kind of move up slowly and find out what's going on. Reconnoiter, that's just a result of the scenario special events, and each of those moved up 6. I figured we'd go ahead and just move them since there wasn't a lot going on. So now the Royalists are going to activate on the other side, and it looks like they're going to be moving forward to jump in some of their prepared positions. So we use the rules for gangs here. One thing I did is that I added an extra ability to every single character. So all of the gangs have 2 abilities. All the sidekicks all have an extra ability. The leaders all have an extra ability, and so on. Even the mob. Mob even has an extra ability. So they're all just moving up 6 inches, looking for places to take up defensive positions. This is our leader of the Royalist side here. And there's the stats down there if you want to kind of comb through those. If you have any questions about some of their profiles and things like that, I just kind of made up different names for their abilities. But these are all created just directly out of the Pulp Alley rulebook. Moving up another unit, they're also going down into their trenches. Here is the sidekick for the RSI. And then also this little auxiliaries group here, they're moving up as well. So, well, everybody moves up 6 inches, wham, bam, fast little turn, nothing much going on there. So now that we start going to turn 2, we're going to get hot. Things are going to get shooty. Slavians are still the director. They decide they want to press it. So this Medved 3 off on their right is doing a big 16-inch run here, and really just trying to find some place to get a little bit of cover. And looking across there, he's still over 6 inches away from the nearest Royalist unit there. And, just doing the math and the calculations, decides, you know what, not going to go for it. Not going to go for it right now. So he holds his fire and just takes his cover in position there. Now, the captain is a bit more foolhardy or brave or whatever you want to call it. So he does his big 16-inch run there, and he's going to open up with his autocannon, that nearest group of Royalists there. He's going to be rolling, 3 die 10 because he ran? Oh, no, only 2 die 10. So he got a 6 and a 5. And then the Royalists fire back, and they only get a 6. So now the leader has to decide how dangerous he wants to play this. And you know what? He's going to play it dangerous. He thinks he can rely on his armor to get it done for him. So, when you wear one of those big power suits, he's going to go for firepower, and he's putting all of his energy into to causing some damage. The infantry is going to get their cover save. They passed it. So instead of losing 2 models out of that unit, they're only going to lose 1 model. Remember, that's how gangs work when you lose a number of models equal to the hits. But for him, he gets to roll an extra dice because of his armor. He only needed 1 success, and he passed it. So that was him. Now, they only have 1. Let's see, there he is. So these 2 have moved up. Really very aggressive, taking beyond the center of the board there, and really taking the fight to the other side here. So now another Medved 3 over here on the left. He moves up and is firing over there. Now, he ran, but that group that's the same group that the captain fired at. He gets an 8, they get a 6. Again, he could put some energy into his shields to negate that, but he's going for broke, and he says, you know what? I'm going to trust in my armor to get this done for me and go for it. So let's go for firepower. And he's going to try and do as much damage as he can. That means the infantry is going to get their cover save. This time they failed, and they're going to lose another model. Now they're down to 3 models in that team. Now, the Medved 3 there is also going to have to roll a condition check. They start at D8, gets an extra dice for the armor, so he only needs 1 success, and they got it. So we're not damaged in that attack. So the Royalists are getting a little chewed up over there. Not too bad. You can see here they are with their 3-prong moving in, just very, very aggressive coming at them. I guess this is the side that wasn't overly aggressive because he actually held his fire, but now the RSI is going to activate and they're firing at him. They've got 3-6 coming at him. He's got 3-8 coming back at them. We rolled it all together. He only got a 7 from the battle suit. His autocannon and the guys in the trenches got 2 5s. They couldn't block that even if they wanted to, so they're going to have to take it all. Take it all! They get their cover save. If they could pass this, and they did, so they didn't take they didn't lose a model there. Cover save protected him. Now he's going to have to roll his condition check. He gets to roll that extra dice because he's armored, and he passed it. All right, so that puts us to... So, scrolling around here, now this is Kiko? Yeah, Kiko is the sidekick on the Royalist side. He's throwing some kind of scramble attack over there, shooting, with a steady aim. That gets him up to 4 dice. He got 2 7s and a 6. 2 7s and a 6. And he's getting the captain is getting scrambled over there. He's shooting back. So what? He's got 2 die 10. Yeah. So he's got an 8 coming at him. So again, the sidekick for the Royalists, he doesn't have anything that can stop that 8. That just becomes a take 'em all situation. So the captain's gonna have to roll a 3 dice health check. He's got to get to roll 3 dice. Kiko wasn't damaged, so he survived that. Here's the condition check for the battle suit, and he is damaged. Now, normally he'd get to do a re-roll, but he's got too many failures there. No reason to re-roll when you got that many failures. So that battle suit is scrambled. So systems are blinking and going off inside that battle suit. He's trying to get the damage control working, but it's definitely taking some damage. Now he's switching to defense. He's got 2 die 6 coming at him. The battle suit is going into defense mode. He's got double front shields, so he's got 2 die 8, and he got the 7 he needed to stop their 5. And so he didn't take any damage there. He's taking a lot of damage coming at him right now. The Ox unit activates. No, not the... Yeah, the Ox unit activates. They're doing a big 12-inch move. They're moving all the way to the cliff. And they are ducking back in there. I don't... Are they going to shoot? No, they don't do any shooting there. Now, the leader on the Royalist side activates. That really is just designed as a leader. It is not designed as a vehicle, boys and girls. So we could have designed these as vehicles, yada, yada, yada. But this is all played and done exactly through the core rulebook. The Royalists got 2 7s, and the captain's battle suit, he's not going to be able to stop that. He tried to go double shields. Was not able to stop that shots coming from the Royalist leader, but his armor, his condition stays strong. Those Medved's battle suits are very, very rugged. Now we have another unit of Royalists activating, and they're moving up in to cover that position that the the think tank moved out of. And they're throwing 3 die 6 at him. He'll stop their 5 with his 6. Lots of look at all of them moving up. Look at all of them moving up. They are coming forward, but they don't got a lot of room to advance. Now the captain's doing his damage control, and he is not able to recover. He is not able to recover his systems. His systems are still down, and we're going into turn 3. Captain, you better watch out. The Royalists are still in control of the initiative. They added an uncanny to their hand. Soviets are adding a sidestep to their hand. Okay. You can see the cards that they have there in their hands for those of you that like to know that sort of stuff. All right, and we're starting turn number 3 here, and it has got hot. And the Ox troops are activating, auxiliaries are activating, and they are scaling the cliff, boys and girls. They are going up the cliff, and that is a perilous move. They only need to roll 1 success with Might or Finesse. That's good, because they only get to roll 1 dice. They only get to roll 1 dice. They got to get a 4 better, and they got it. They are going up the cliff. They have made it to the top of the cliff. Oh, and there's something waiting for them up there. Now, after you do a 6-inch move, which is about what that was, you still get to either perform an action or make an attack. So they're going to pop off with their little Pompeii 9s at that monster up there on top of the plateau. They're throwing 1 die 6 like they always do. And, of course, the monster just has to defend. They got nothing, so, blah, 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 blah. Their little shots are popping off. And now the think tank is scaling the cliff. Look at it. But wait, the cliff is kind of crumbling. It's going to have to roll for a peril, and it's a big one. 3 successes with Shoot, Finesse, or Cunning. 3 successes. Only got with Might, got 3 die 12 in Might, so... Oh, maybe Might wasn't on there. But still got the 3 successes that he needed. 3 successes, and look at that. He climbs to the top of the cliff. And just like the Ox, he's going to pop off some shots at that monster when he gets up there, throwing 4 die 10 at the monster. Get a 4 and 2 6s. Monster's going to get to defend here. Throw his defense dice out there. Let's see what he gets. It looks like a 7. Oh, that glare. Stops 1 of the hits. Still going to have to roll a health check here. Let's see if he could. Still has to do his health check, and passed it. So the monster was not injured there. All right, so those 2 units, they've made it up to the cliff. Now the monster will go last. They're getting up there. They want to get after that data link and get that major plot point. So what do we have over here? We have another unit over here. They're going to advance. They're heading for yeah, you see what they're doing? This is almost like some sort of leapfrog tactic. It's like as each unit moves forward, there's another unit that jumps right into that position. Now they're throwing 3 die 6 at the captain. Captain is firing back with 3 die 8. They got a 4, and let's see what the captain gets. Let's see what the captain gets. A 9 and glare. I can't read those other numbers. Oh, a 6 and a 4. A 9, a 6, and a 4. What would you guys do here? He says they don't want to take that. So they're going to mitigate some of that damage. So they got rid of 1 of the hits that they would take. Now they got 2 hits coming at them, and they're going to get their infantry cover saved. So they roll for that, and they got that. So now instead of taking 3 hits, they only take 1 and lose 1 of their models. That was still costly. It didn't cause any damage to the captain. So now Kiko's activating. He's shuffling around, taking the next position in the line. And he's opening up, doing some sort of scramble attack, psychic attack possibly against the captain. He's throwing 3 die 8, and the captain's going to have to go to relying on his countermeasures here to protect him. Kiko scores big, 2 5s and a 7. Full defense, he only gets 2d8, stops one of the hits. He still has 2 dice coming through. He's going to have to roll a condition check to see if he takes more damage. And he passed it. He needed 2 successes. He gets to roll that extra dice because he's armored. So he passes the check there. And now, let's see. Now, what about these guys? We have another unit here in these rocks, and they're doing their shuffle. This is really cool. They are advancing and popping off with their pulse rifles. Now they're down to 3 models, so only going to have 2 die 6 to hit. He's going full defense, and they got 2 5s. 2 5s against him. He's got 2 die 8 full defense and stops one of their 5s. That means he's going to have to roll a 1 dice condition check. He rolls 2 dice for that. He's got to get 1 success on 2 die 8. Let's see if he can get 1 success on 2 die 8, and he does. Both of them are a success. He only needed 1 of them. All right, so now who's left on the Royalist? Who's left on the Royalist? We still have that. So I think they've all gone. You see this leapfrog move that they've been doing. Each unit, as it moves forward, is replaced by another unit as they kind of move around to try and get on the cliff. Very tricky, very tricky. Now there's another unit you don't see. It's off the camera there. There they are. They're down in the trench. They're activating. They're firing at that battle suit over there. They've got 3 die 6 firing from their trench position, and the battle suit is firing back with 3 die 8. They got a 5 and a 4. The battle suit got 2 6s. That means they would not be able to block even if they wanted to. You would not be able to throw anything to stop that. So both of them are going to have to roll. The infantry gets their cover save. They are saved. That means they're only going to lose a 1 model out of that team there. So 1 model goes away. And the battle suit also has to make a condition check. And it gets a reroll. Remember, they count as mounted, and mounted troops get a reroll. So they got a 2, and that is not a pass. That means they are damaged. That battle suit, systems going down. Systems going down. All right, now what's going to happen? We're going to switch over to that side. Oh, firing off the smart rockets, short-range smart rockets here. That means the unit in that trench there is going to have to roll a random peril. Hit them with a fairly decent amount there. They're going to have to roll 2 successes. They can't do that. That means they lose 2 models. That is a trench clearing weapon. He's got double strike. Those are heavy rockets. That means you can discard. Remember, that comes out of the new characters book. Discard one of the cards from your hand, pays the cost, basically, of doing it again. So another peril is coming at them. Well, at least this time they can pass it. They got to roll 1 success with cunning. 1 success with cunning. And here they failed that too. And that's going to clear the trench. They only had 2 models left. That's going to eliminate the model, and then down to 1, no combat effectiveness, and it's gone. Let's see what the captain's going to do here. That's a very target-rich environment right there. There's stuff all over the place. Captain would love to get in there and go hand-to-hand, mix it up with some of those Royalists, but not with the plateau being overrun. Now the plateau is being overrun, so the captain has to rethink the tactics here. Luckily, these battle suits are crazy fast, and it can move up to 16 inches. Now, as soon as he activates, though, Kiko hits him with a trip up, a psychic attack, again trying to trip up his systems and hack his systems. Let's see here. Oh, but the captain's got a trick up his sleeve, and his barriers stop the hack. His barriers are able to protect him against Kiko's hack, and he was not affected by the trip up. So now he's going to get to move his 16 inches. 16 inches, and off he goes, full speed, leaping up through the rocks, and gets up to there. All right, so now, who do we have left? Who hasn't activated? Yep, got to take that wound marker along. So I think it's that other Medved 3 there. That other Medved is going to activate, and it's just going to go hauling as well. Just jumping up through there, full 16-inch move. Looks like it might have a shot at that monster. Decides to hold its fire. I wonder why. So it's decided not to do anything. Here's a quick little situation update. So there's the black markers for the 3 Slaviets. Here are marking some of the Royalists here. We got 2 Royalists down here. We got a 3rd one over here by the cliffs. And then up on the plateau, we got the Ox unit, and the think tank is up there on top. And there's a monster up on top of the plateau as well. And pretty soon we're going to have some battle suits up there. It could get really scary. There is the major plot point. The data link over there. Who's going to get to it first? Now we're moving on to damage control. Moving on to damage control. Also, the Scarabeo is going to try to do a rally and try and reform one of those gangs down there. So here's a damage control check for, I think that was a Medved 3. And no, that was the captain. That was the captain there, wasn't it? Yep. So now the captain got rid of, so his systems are back online, going full in the green. Now this Medved 3 is doing its damage control roll. Need a 4 better. No! Systems are still offline. Systems are still offline. Let's see if we can get that. Oh, he's got that reroll. He's got that reroll. That's Indomitable, boys and girls. That's what that ability is called. Let you reroll 1 recovery check per turn, and that's what that was. That reroll saved him. Saved that battle suit. All right, so now the rally check, need a 4 or better, and Scarabeo is going to add a model back into this group down here at the bottom of the cliff. So now they've got 5 models again. That is that turn. We've got 3 turns to go, boys and girls. 3 turns to go. We're starting turn number 4. And right now the Royalists have control. Right now the Royalists have control. Oh, we're drawing cards. So Royalists got to stumble. Okay, Stumble's an interesting one. Could be a game-winning card sometimes. Stunned. Okay, Stunned goes into the Sloviet hand. And let's see, who is next here? So as we start this turn, the Royalists have control. They have to decide, if... Kind of a pickle up here. If you send the Ox over there to the data link, then... that really puts the plot point in weak hands, though. They could get wiped, so easily. So gonna send the big guy in there. Scarabeo's gonna move in. He is moving into position to retrieve the data. So this is performing a plot point. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So now, what's the first thing that happens is you've got to face a peril. So in this, we're talking about possibly some sort of barriers, some sort of systems that are trying to stop you from interfacing here. So he's got to roll. Oh, he knocked it down pretty easily. He had to get 2 successes. He got 3 successes. No problem there. So he gets past the barriers. And now he's going to have to download or retrieve the data. Again, he's got to get 2 successes, and again, he's going to just force his way through with his might. He's got 3 die 12. That shouldn't be 2. And he misses it. He only gets a 10 and 2 failures, but he's got an uncanny. We could call that having some sort of retrieval code or passcode that he can enter in, add another success that he didn't roll, and bam, bam, he is through. That means the plot point has been passed. The plot point has been passed. He has retrieved the data, and it is under his control right now. Just like normal, he's going to get to draw a reward card. So we're going to take one of these reward cards at random. Let's see what he gets. So the top part of the card is takes effect during the scenario. The bottom part of the card is what happens if you hold on to it after the scenario. So there's actually 2 different types of rewards there on the same card. For the scenario duration, he's now got a +1 to his cunning. Now this unit's activating and going up, scaling the cliff. Let's see what kind of peril they get. 2 with finesse or cunning. That ain't good. That ain't good. Now, I just burned the uncanny. I could use Kiko's aid ability here. They're close enough for him to use his psychic powers to help them. So he could give them an extra +1 for this challenge, and that's going to get them up to 2 dice. So now it is doable, but they're going to have to get 2 successes. They did not. They did not get 2 successes, so that means they would take 2 hits, and 2 models would be removed. Let's see here. So I only removed 1 model. I think for some reason I only thought it was 1 hit, but I also forgot to move the monster at the end of that last turn. So I'm going to go back and do it. So this is actually at the end of the previous turn. It should have moved and attacked. It is close to that ox unit, so it moves forward. And it only gets 1 success. The ox got nothing, so they lose 1 model. So that actually happened at the end of the previous turn. So now we go back to the current turn. And go ahead and activate the ox unit. So they, once again, they always roll 1 die 6. Oh my gosh, at least they got a 5, but look at the roll from the monster. 3 7s and a 6. That's going to completely wipe out that ox unit. They got nothing. They got nothing at all. They couldn't block even if they wanted to, which really wouldn't be a reason to at this point. So that means that ox unit is scrubbed off the top of the plateau. But at least the monster's going to have to roll. Okay, well, it passed. So the monster had to roll a health check, passed it, and there we are. But the ox unit is removed from the table. Now, remember that NPC should activate at the end of the action phase each turn. Let's see where we're at now. Do I have anybody else that needs to activate? So let's see. So they failed. Okay. What about the battle suits? I guess that might be where we're at now, isn't it? Let's see. Kiko's going to go ahead and move over to the cliff. He's using his active scanners here. And just another name for deductive, and it lets him draw a card. So he's adding a clear shot to his hand here. Not a big deal, not a game-breaking card right there. Not going to do anything with that. But it could actually help against the battle suits if you're shooting at them. Let's see. So now the Royalists have really collapsed all around the plateau here. They have really just collapsed around the plateau. They've given up that side over there completely. We still have a big battle suit over there. Up here on top of the plateau, oh, the battle suits are coming. So the Medved 3 is who activates first. These two units are about the same distance, so he gets to pick which one he wants to rush, if he was going to rush one of them. And that's exactly what he wants to do. He wants to close range with that Scarabeo and see if he can punch a hole in it. The other thing he wants to do is stop that Scarabeo from moving around too much. So he got nothing. Ooh. Well, the Scarabeo is using defensive fire and got 2 4s. Got defensive fire and got 2 4s. That means the battlesuit is going to have to roll a 3 dice armor save here. Needed 2 successes and got it. Very good. Now what are we going to do? Now the captain comes up. Here comes the captain rumbling up through there. Now Scarabeo will not be able to use defensive fire because he's already engaged with a different battlesuit. And the captain's throwing what? Like something like 4 die 10 in beatdown. 4 die 10, 2 5s and an 8. He's going to open the Scarabeo like a tin can. 2 5s and an 8. We shall see. Now Scarabeo is using his Sucker Punch card to avoid losing a dice for this brawl. He's rolling 3 die 12, gets 3 successes. 3 successes. Now, if you're the captain, do you block anything? He could use any of those dice. Any 3 of those dice could stop that 5 that Scarabeo rolled. But you know what? This isn't the time to be cautious. This is the time to open him like a tin can, and that means you got to take your lumps. So, Captain says take them all and is not blocking anything. So, both of them will have to pass a 3 dice health check. And, Captain did not pass. Captain did not pass. So, he had rolled 2 failures there. That's not good, and damaged. And Scarabeo plays a stumble on him. Well, he's going to move him X inches in a random direction. Remember, X is always drawn for the top of the deck. 2 inches. So he's going to move him 2 inches in a random direction. He wants to get away from the captain, the little arrow there, or the direction of the triangle. So he's going to move him off the cliff. 2 inches is going to put him knocked down the cliff. So he lands down here, and now he's going to have to take another random peril. He's already damaged. He could take even more damage here. So he's going to have to roll for a random peril. 1 with might. That's too easy. So let's see if he can pass his might check here. He passed it. I think that might have been cheating. I think since he's damaged, probably should have been rolling d8s there. Shh, don't tell anybody. All right, let's see. What are we doing now? Scarabeo's got to pass his health check as well, and it looks like No, he did not! That 2, he rolled a 2 in there. Both of them were damaged in that fight. That was pretty bloody. That was pretty damaging there. All right, now what are we going to do? I got to get a water. All right, let's see. So that battlesuit over there is just going to take off running, I think. What else can it do? Yeah, it's going to take off running. Full 16-inch move. Remember, they count as mounted troops. The Scarabeo is not a mounted troop. I just designed him completely different. Targeting that unit over there with auto fire as he gets over there, he's rolling 2 die 8. They are throwing 2 die 6 back. He gets an 8 and a 6. They get a 5. You know what? He could block, but in a situation like this, you let your armor do what it's there to do. So he says, I'm not going to block that, and I'm going to make you take 2 hits. He passes his condition check, so he was not damaged. They get their cover save for being infantry, so they saved one of those hits, but they do lose one model. They lost a model. All right, let's see what we got now. Is that everybody? Oh, the Beast of the Plateau is activating, and it is moving in on that Medved 3 there. Going to get a bite out of that guy. All right, so the Beast is rolling something like 4 die 8. So the Medved got nothing, and the Beast got 1 success. So the Medved's gonna pass a 1 dice condition check and passed it with a 5 there. All right. So at the end of this turn, we've got a couple condition checks there, and hopefully I remember to do a rally check for Scarabeo as well. So here's damage control, trying to get the systems back online, and we are in the green. We are in the green, boys and girls. So let's see how Scarabeo does. Just need a 4 or better. No! Uh-oh! Now, Scarabeo starts with D12s, so he is not designed like the battle suits are. Completely different beast. Again, all of these are designed as characters. You can make these characters, straight out of the core rulebook. So, going to try to add a model into this unit at the bottom of the cliff here. Need a 4 or better. Got a 6, so that means they're going to get an extra model added back in. That's working really well. I like that rally. When you can make your rolls. When you don't make your rolls, then it's a terrible ability. We got 2 turns left. 2 turns left. This is turn number 5 of a 6-turn scenario. Who's got control of the cone right now? Is it turn 5 of 6? The Royalists. The Royalists are the director. So we're going to draw cards here. I'm trying to figure out what you think the Royalists are going to do here. So the Royalists add a focus to their hand. A focus, and Slaviets add a warmed up. So Scarabeo's going straight for his activation. He activates right off the bat and is going into the fight. He's in a brawl. So he scored 2 5s, or maybe I think it was 2 4s, and couldn't block even if he wanted to. Both of them are going to have to pass 2 dice condition checks. So Scarabeo is down to D10s. Okay, so he passed. Needed 2 successes there, so he was not damaged in that brawl with that Medved 3 there. And the Medved needed 2 successes as well, rolled 3 dice because he's armored, and passed his check as well. So neither of those were damaged in that fight. So what do you do now if you're the Royalists? You got to get some help up there. They definitely took the shortcut. Like, they could have come around to the easy side, like where the battle suits are coming up. Oh my gosh, the captain is coming right back in there. The captain is coming right back in there. And he wants to open him like a tin can. 4 die 10, only got 2 successes there. And Scarabeo is fighting back, gets an 8 and an 11. And again, could block, but you don't. You don't. When you got to get the damage through, you just got to do it. So giving it all you can here, trying to get some damage through. And there it is. Scarabeo is now down to a D8 health. A D8 health. And the captain also has to roll. The captain passes. That means, boys and girls, the captain caused an injury there, did not suffer an injury in a fight, and that means he is now the director. Soviets are now the director. We had a big day today, with the party and everything. I've been talking and blathering all day long. So, pardon me for having to drink water while I do this. It's also almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. All right, so let's see where I go. This unit is activating. They're going to try and scale the cliff. That means they'll have to get a peril. He needs help up there. Scarabeo needs somebody to help him. He's got 1 success. He's going to get to roll 2 dice for that. Now, I could help him out with this roll, but I think I can make it on 2 dice. I think I can make it on 2 dice, right? Surely. What is that chance? Like 75%? Okay, 2-1. So failed to climb the cliff. Failed to climb the cliff, and so we lose a model. Drats. We'll go to the other side and have another unit try it. Flip it over. Scaling the cliff is a little bit tough for these guys. Again, got lucky and drew a might. Need 1 success with might. They're going to get 2 dice because of the number of models they have. And now I'm not going to take any chances. I can't afford to miss this anymore, so I'm going to play a focus. That's going to get them up to 3 dice. I got Kiko sitting there. Kiko. Going to go ahead and throw his aid in their direction as well, and that'll get them up to 4 dice. Only need 1 success. Yep. Okay. So maybe that was overkill, but I couldn't afford not to get somebody up there. So they get up there. Really no target to shoot at. Everybody is kind of in a big swirling melee over there. So now Kiko's going to try and go up the cliff as well. Need him up there. He's got to get 2 successes with might or finesse. Those are his weak spots. Those are not what he's good at. But he passes it anyway. That's going to get him up there. Nothing to shoot at. He's going to have to hold his ground. But he has other things that he can do, like maybe draw another card. So he uses his active sensors, and bam, draws a buy some time. That's a nice little card. I like that one. Let's see. Now we have Medved 3 is going to activate. He's going to have to split his dice. He's going to have to put 2 on Scarabeo, 1 on the monster, and he's going to go for Scarabeo first. So he's going to try and take down Scarabeo again. He's got 2 dice coming at him. Only gets a 4. Scarabeo is trying to go full defense here. He's hoping that he can move away. And he did it! He got a 6. That means Scarabeo is going to be able to move away. Take his 1 inch of disengage. And that gets him some breathing room, boys and girls. That he's going to drag those wounds with him. Sparks are flying. They're trying to open him up. Now, he still has 1 more fight he's got to resolve there with the monster as well. He's rolling. He got a 6 against the monster. Monster's rolling, like 3 or 4? 4 die 8. Got a 6 and a 4. Maybe you could block that, but he says, what the heck, let's just go for it. He's counting on his armor to protect him. That means the monster's going to have to roll a 1 dice health check. Passed it, no problem there. So Medved's going to have to roll a 2 dice. Is going to use 3 dice. Take the best 2. Got it. So he was not damaged either. Let's see. And then it's the monster. And then is that where we're at? Are we down to the monster? Or do we still have somebody down there? Do we still have somebody down there that needs to activate as well? So when he activates, he's not going to move, and he's going to go full short-range rockets. You remember what he did to those troops in the trench? He's going to pull that again. That's what he's going for. So he is throwing his heavy rockets, short-range rockets, at those troops over there in the cliffs. They're going to have to roll 2 successes with finesse or cunning. They cannot. Can't get aid from Kiko. Don't have any other cards. Means they're going to lose 2 models. I think they only have 3. Yep. Going to lose 2 models. And then the last one is no longer combat effective, so it is removed as well. So they are removed from play. And now it is the monster, huh? So when it activates, we go straight into a brawl. See if it can take a bite out of that Medved 3. Let's see. He's got 2 successes with a 7 and a 4. And Medved is fighting back. Got a 7. Well, monsters will always just do take them all. They don't get fancy and they don't block. So take the damage. The monster passed its health check, and the Medved 3 will have to roll for its condition, rolling 3 dice. Not a single success. Damage to that Slaviat battle suit right there. That one is damaged now. Okay. Now, I guess that ends the turn. So damage control for that battle suit. No, that was for Scrabio. It remains damaged now for that battle suit over there. And it failed as well. So they both failed. So did I forget to do the rally? Could have done rally there. Oh, oops. So could have added a model, or at least rolled to try and add a model back in. I'm so excited. We're going into the last turn here. Going into the last turn, and it's, you look at this and you go, well, what do you do? Right now the Slaviats have control. They are the director here. They only got 1 model within range of getting to Scarabeo, but you almost have to go first, don't you? Let's see, we're going to draw cards. Slaviats get a Unseen Peril, and the Royalists get a Trip Up. Couple good cards. Couple good cards there. Okay, so yeah, you got to send the captain in. You can't leave the think tank sitting there with nobody on it. Otherwise, it's going to scurry off, and you'll never see it again. So the captain's got to close. It's rolling 4 die 10 to brawl, and think tank's rolling 3 die 12. So a 7, a 10, and a 4 from the captain. That's 3 successes. Open it like a tin can. And Scarabia rolls 2 5s and a 6. 2 5s and a 6. You could block, but you're not gonna, right? Because you have to put this thing down to break that, to try and get that data link. So the captain passed his control check, or his systems check there, so he wasn't damaged. And now, that 2. That's the health check for the Royalist leader right there. And that 2 means he takes another damage, and he's down to a D6 health. This is the last turn of the game, and he's down to a D6 health, boys and girls. Who else could get to him, though? Who else could get to him? So this guy's tied up with the monster. I did not expect that monster to last this long. I got this guy down here. So the Slaviats have this guy down here at the bottom of the cliff. When he activates, they play their Trip Up on him. When he activates, they play their Trip Up on him. And that means that he's not going to be able to get to a position where he has line of sight on Scarabeo. Does not have a position to get line of sight on the think tank. So he's done. He's got nothing. So the only character that has it activated is this guy, and he can't get over there to him. So at this point, if you make Scarabeo activate, yeah, that's the only move that really matters. So as soon as Scarabeo activates, play the Unseen Peril on him. The cliff is crumbling as he backs up. Here is the Unseen Peril. He's going to have to take a random challenge off the deck. Let's see what it is. Oh, one with finesse. Now, he's not good with finesse. He's not particularly good with finesse. Oh, he's doing his aid. He's throwing an extra dice his way with Kiko. Easy peasy. He only needed one success. He rolled 2 successes there. And that's it. There's just nobody else there. There's just nobody else there that can put any attacks on him. I think that's basically going to be game. I think that's basically game right there. So, yeah. Okay. All right, boys and girls. How about that? Was that fun? So, using 15 millimeter, a lot of fun. It kind of changes the perspective for the game. It kind of gives it a bigger feel, I guess, by being smaller. Something like that. And then also doing it in, a very sci-fi sort of setting. But it was still nuts and bolts, straight Pulp Alley. And you can do that, and you can have tons and tons of fun with it. The rules work very well for that sort of setting and that sort of genre. All right, boys and girls, as it closes in at 2 o'clock in the morning here, I still have to do a little bit of production on this to get it uploaded so I can join you at 10 o'clock in the morning. Let's just see how this goes. I hope it works. Thank you guys so much for hanging in here with us. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave us lots of comments. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you're a subscriber. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.